And so with that, I'm going to invite our invited testimony to start off. And let me see if I can bring that up here. I believe we're going to be starting off with J.L. Wilson of the Public Affairs Council. And then following JL is going to be one of my favorite commissioners, Commissioner Dan Doran from Umatilla County. Following Commissioner Doran, I'm going to go to Helen Funk. And then I'm going to head over to Tillamook County with Cammie. Then I'm going to go to Shaney Starr with CASA of Marion County, Jenna App with Oregon CASA Network, and then we'll round it out with Councilor Chris Hoy from the city of Salem. So that'll be the order we're going to go in. I'm going to ask each person to really try to be concise in their comments and just keep it to about 3 minutes. There's not going to be any hard rule on that, but if we can just be considerate of everyone's time to make sure everyone has ample opportunity to share their thoughts. So JL, kick it off for us.
And Mr. Chair, if I might, just before we start, if you're here to testify, if you could leave your camera off and mute yourself until it is your turn to testify, we'd appreciate it.
Perfect. Good reminder.
All right, Co-Chair Smith and Golden, happy Monday. J.L. Wilson representing the Oregon Fairs Association. And you know that anytime fairs are in a bill, the fairs are going to show up. And so this is a little plug in support of House Bill 5002, in particular Section 4, which has the statutory allocation to the county fairs of about $3.828 million. This translates into about $53,000 per fair per year. This is a number that we hope to increase with your bill, Representative Smith, and certainly as you have ongoing discussions about where to allocate your disposable resources. But I just wanted to talk a minute and brag about the fairs and their consideration. They are, as you know, critical in the state's emergency response. You've seen it a lot, particularly with response to the pandemic and response to the fires, where it really highlights this notion that the fairgrounds are open 52 weeks a year. Now, you know them for the 1 week a year, the Fair Week, but the fairgrounds serve their community for 52 weeks a year, and really no time in recent memory more illustrative of that fact than this past year with all the ways that they help their community. They do make the lion's share of their income for that 1 week a year, and as you do know, the fairs were not able to hold in-person events in 2020. Our future is, well, we're curious what that looks like, what fair season looks like in 2021. And so our ability to generate income as enterprise organizations was certainly been limited, although we have served our communities very notably over the past year. The last thing I'll mention, Mr. Chair, is that the federal grant money, I think that there was a lot of great intentions about using this grant money for fairs that came from the Federal CARES Act. And what we found was that the grant money was probably had lesser value than we might have hoped. And that's because the Treasury guidelines around the CARES money really precluded it from being used for income replacement for those entities that were owned by a local government. And of course, fairgrounds are publicly owned properties owned by the counties. And so we are hoping for your favorable consideration of the governor's requested amount of 3.828, and certainly hope that we're in consideration for additional revenue as that conversation matures over the next couple of months. And with that, I will yield to my next co-conspirator, but thank you for your time. I think you're on, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. Perfect. Thank you, JL. Is there any questions for JL? All right. We appreciate you, JL. Commissioner Doran, you're up.
Thank you very much, Co-Chairs Golden and Smith, for this opportunity to speak to something that's very near and dear to my heart, and that's county fairs, specifically and Umatilla County Fair in every day, in every day that we discuss fairs. My name's Dan Dorn. I am a Umatilla County Commissioners. Was on the Umatilla County Commission for 20 plus years. I'm also a past member when we had the Oregon Fair Commission. Director Koba actually nominated me and took me through the appointment process back when fair funds were distributed. Even when I started on the County Fairs Association, it was by a scoring method. Even as a member of that scoring method, I don't think it was fair at all, but it was what the tools that we had to work with. From that, we became accustomed to the equal distribution of county fair funds each year from the lottery funds. As some of you will remember, during the recession of 2008, 2009, the Oregon Fairs Association took a voluntary cut to the funds that were allocated each year. We actually offered up 10%. I think the final number was 7%, and we didn't recover those funds for almost 3 years, thanks to Representative Smith and others. Those have become somewhat whole again, at least in relationship back to the lottery funds. We look forward to House Bill 3173 being able to elevate the level of funding that does come from the lottery funds. What does the fairs mean to each county in this state is different in every county. You hear people say, if you've seen one county, you've seen one county, and it's very similar with fairs. If you've seen one fair, you've seen one fair. But the commonality of that is the youth and the ability to reach people throughout the community of a county. Whether it's the size of Harney County, Umatilla County, or Multnomah County, you have the ability to reach out and touch members of each part of the community of those counties. And if you've ever been involved, deeply involved with county fairs, the satisfaction is just immense. The reward daily is incredible. In Umatilla County alone, we are the second most diverse county in the state. We have the opportunity to present a platform for our diverse community, whether it be the Hispanic community, whether it be the members of the CTUIR, the natives. We have that platform, whether it's from, you start out in, if you can picture in your mind, starting with a parade and ending with the kids and the events that happen that surround that, not just animals and not just projects, but the cultural events that go on throughout that 5-day span in Umatilla County. We are the mechanism that we reach out and touch our minority population, and they come to the Umatilla County Fair. And the reason that we're able to do that is because of those extra dollars that are supplied by DAS through the House and the Senate and through the state of Oregon lottery funds. Our appreciation cannot go unmatched. It is so incredible. In Umatilla County, we will be able to not only touch the most diverse communities we have, we actually create a platform where we celebrate that culture on a daily basis. We have events that are based around those different cultures. We're able to invite them in, and it's not that we're talking about different cultures. I cannot stress this so much. It's the meshing of those cultures and giving the opportunity to those different cultures to experience each other in one of the most exciting ways, because there's nothing negative about a fair. You're not going there to have a platform or be an advocate. You're going to the fair strictly as entertainment, enjoyment, and fulfillment. And when you have cultures and a place to do that together, it's an amazing result. I cannot say enough about the monies that come from the state of Oregon for Umatilla County Fair, but now let's twist that just a little bit. That $53,000 is the difference between having a fair and not having a fair in probably 10 to 15 counties throughout the state. Just think what the additional money from House Bill 3173 would mean to those counties to be able to continue the ability to have those fairs, and they have that same community spirit, have the ability to mesh and combine cultures and doctrines that will not. There is nothing else in any county that can combine a full population and move it forward as one group. Thank you to everyone on this committee, because our heartfelt thanks cannot be expressed enough. I know I stumbled through that, but sometimes my passion gets in the way of my words. And I do thank you guys. And any questions or any comments you have, I would love to have them. I don't know how much time you have, but I will give you one clue. When you go to Iceland and they tell you you can walk into town, do not believe them. It's false.
Thank you, Commissioner. You're the best. You rock. Any questions for the Commissioner? Commissioner Dorn, we'd love to have you stay on if you'd like, but we know your schedule's busy, and so send my best to folks back home, and I'll catch up with you soon.
Thank you very much, Representative Smith.
Next up, we have Helen Funk. Helen.
Hi there.
Hi there. If you could identify yourself for the record, and the floor is yours.
Thank you. Good afternoon, co-chairs Golden and Smith. My name is Helen Funk, and I'm the director of the Jackson County Fairground and Expo Park right here in Southern Oregon. I'm here to testify in support of House Bill 5002, specifically Section 4 for some extra fair funding. First, I'd like to thank you, Senator Golden, for your continued support of our facility in this county and our fairground. In Jackson County, our fairground serves as a mass gathering location for major events throughout the entire year. Annually, that's over 300,000 people that come and visit this huge campus. Fairgrounds are an enterprise fund, and like you know, we've been closed since March of last year, and we're still expected to be self-sustaining. That means maintain the entire campus and the services that our county provides to us, and pay all your utilities just like we all got to do in our own lives. This year's been pretty historic for us. Since we've been closed since March 9th, we haven't had any staff around. The closure lost revenues of hundreds of thousands of dollars, and yet our county still expected us to stand. Being a government-owned operation, the fairground hasn't been eligible to apply for various assistance programs that some of the other private and nonprofit businesses have been able to apply for. And unfortunately, that just didn't bode well for many of us. Fortunately, though, however, during the closure, we have had the ability to use our fairgrounds to assist Southern Oregon when they needed us most. Starting the second week of the pandemic, as everything closed, our fairgrounds started to serve as a PPE depot for distribution and taking in of PPE so that our first responders and our organizations around Southern Oregon would be able to be kept safe. Still to this day, I will tell you I'm storing PPE right here on this fairgrounds, and I'm still actually giving it out to businesses. In May, our public health authorities recognized the potential of large outbreaks around the migrant farm workers coming into our area from other areas that have had COVID. And we actually staged a building right here on the fairgrounds for emergency housing, just in case one of those places actually needed if they had an outbreak for emergency housing. That was the building that stood to serve on September 8th when the Obenchain and Alameda fires started. They broke out in our county, and within hours, our entire fairground was being used for the emergency fire response. Every building, every barn, every piece of space outdoors, picnic tables, parking lots, anything you could count on had people. And we were proud to be able to do that with the help of everyone around our county departments. We housed people and animals for close to 20 days during that response. Finally, of course, in January of 2021, the vaccination clinic started. And we were able to actually be able to house a drive-in clinic that served over 6,200 people right here at your Jackson County Fairgrounds. To be able to be a part of the vaccination process only makes us feel like there's a light at the head of the tunnel, and it's not a train. And what we're asking from you is to actually consider us, not only through House Bill 3173, but House Bill 5002. Consider standing with us and helping us to keep our infrastructure and these facilities strong, because we need that. If we can't have the events that we have, we still have to figure out ways to keep the building standing, ready for when you need us most. So thank you very much for considering us and keeping your county fairgrounds in mind.
Thank you, Helen. Co-Chair Golden, is there anything you want to share with your constituent?
very much. I'd like to, well, first of all, Director Funk, you and your operation have afforded me a lot of bragging rights around the state, and I won't take more time because you sort of described the reasons why. The performance and the essential nature of your facility throughout 2020, starting with COVID, and then, you know, irreplaceable service in the wake of the Labor Day fires. You know, it's just beyond belief. It was an amazing, fast effort that helped a lot of people in severe need. And the vaccination clinics since then, in recent months, the last, whatever it is, month and a half, have just gotten rave reviews for efficiency and getting shots into arms in a courteous and successful manner. So I just brag that I'm from Jackson County, and some people know what I mean, know that I'm talking about fairs. Thank you and your crew for your work and for being so collaborative. You know, there's just none of the turf stuff that seems to get in the way sometimes. You just all with partners from other agencies just recognized how serious the needs are and just got to work. And the product, the results have been remarkable. Thank you very much.
Thank you for the opportunity.
And Ms. Funk, I would share with you, you folks are extraordinarily well served by Co-Chair Golden. He's one of the best elected officials in this Capitol, and so you folks are pretty lucky. Okay, gang.
I never argue with my co-chair. Thank you.
It's true. It's true, sir. So next on is going to be Cammie Von Segren.
Yes, thank you. This is Cammie Von Segren from the manager at the Tillamook County Fairgrounds, and I appreciate all of your patience while getting myself connected here. Am I free to speak?
Yes, please.
All right. Thank you so much. I appreciate it, Co-Chair Golden, and I see that I was not able to talk with Co-Chair Smith, but we will catch up later. Thank you so much for allowing me to be here today. I want to say a special thank you to Senator Anderson and Representative Gomberg for your support of the Tillamook County Fairgrounds and all of our coastal fairs. I appreciate all that you do for us. I just want to let the committee members know that, you know, fairs have been around for 100+ years. We just really feel, and I speak from the heart, that we just need to keep this rich heritage alive across the state. We do a lot in our communities. We do a lot collectively as an organization. During our fairs, we all get together and we culminate everything at the state fair. So we have a big impact on what we do, not only locally, but statewide. So I just wanted you to keep that in mind as we talk about funding and giving us consideration through this House Bill 5002. The fairgrounds here in Tillamook County, as we are in a lot of rural areas, we're kind of the hub of our community. So this is where people come to gather to collectively come back and give ideas, share ideas about their community, about their families. We are very diverse, as we had heard from the commissioner in Umatilla County. We have a very diverse population. We do a lot of agriculture, dairy, farming here. We have a lot of industry as well with the larger, the creamery and such. And we just are very, very collective and collaborative in what we do. So the fairgrounds across the state are vital to social and economic opportunities for our community. This is where, as you just heard from CASA speak, we offer programs here and facilities too, like the Homeless Connect, the Veteran Stand Down. We offer our skating rink for skate parties for our disadvantaged youth. We also offer to foster kids. They have a skate night and a skate party here for families that wouldn't normally get to do this. So we not only host a fair, but I would like to say that we host our community. We want to make sure that our facilities are used year-round, whether they're being rented, whether they're being provided to some of our nonprofits for free. We are here for emergencies. this fairgrounds, we annually have a flood evacuation. We live on the coast. We have 1 to 2 evacuations. Our community is very resilient in the fact that they know that they have a safe place to go. Whether it's a deemed emergency or not, we're always here. We had a 30-family apartment complex fire, and our buildings were used for an evacuation center and a reunification center for families to come and to get those people taken care of. Not to mention this year alone being an emergency evacuation site for a fire, and then also being able to use our facilities and any equipment that we might have for our local hospitals, our health department, vaccination clinics, testing sites, and the list goes on. So I would just hope that you all know how vital these facilities are for our community, and would like to have you give consideration to the House Bill 5002 and also the House Bill 3173.
Well, thank you very much for your testimony and your persistence in getting it to us. Representative Gomberg, your comments, please.
Well, thank you, Co-Chair. I wanted to make sure that that Tillamook was able to get into our meeting today because they're such a valuable resource in my district, and of course, Senator Anderson's district as well. We're very proud of the fact that the Tillamook County Fair is about 15 feet within the northern boundary of our district and has been offering the fair for about 130 years now. Really providing a great deal of value to the land of trees, cheese, and summer breeze. This is a unique fair that offers your traditional programs for agriculture and for kids and for the community, but they've got a lot of other things like horse racing and the Pigs and Ford races that I'm just going to leave it at that and let you come out and watch it for yourself. A remarkable enterprise, and I'm very pleased that they're here, and I'll look forward to supporting their ask as well as all of our county fairs.
Thank you, Representative. Senator Anderson, anything you'd like to add? I think it's very cagey of the both of you to have this fair within your district by a stone's throw. But Senator Anderson, the mic is yours, and I think you're muted.
Thank you, Chair Golden. You know, I don't know how you jump on top of Representative Gomberg. He says it all, and you know, it's a great facility, and we are pleased that it's in this district.
Thank you. God, I guess there's a pretty broad pride in our county fairs, huh? I was really taken with the comment from Umatilla about how important it is bringing cultures together and how few institutions are doing that these days.